Hey everyone, you probably know me as a stress, wellness, and communication speaker. I've spoken over 400 times on 5 continents. I've done 200 TEDx talks, and I have trained for organizations around the world. But what you might not know about me is I've been a massage therapist for over 30 years, and I've served as an expert witness in a lot of court cases. So back in 2020, when an opportunity landed in my inbox to be an expert on the Dr. Phil show to help basically shut down a guy who had been assaulting women in 2 different states, I knew I had to jump on that opportunity. What was happening to these women was appalling, and I knew that I needed to get on the air with them and do my part to not only help put this man out of the industry, but also educate people about what it really means to have good rapport with a therapist, to find a good massage therapist that works for you, and ways you can avoid finding yourself in this situation that so many of these women did. So in this video, I'm going to invite you behind the scenes of how I prepared for the Dr. Phil show, what it was like to be on the set, and basically give not only warnings, but also tips and tricks if you are heading out to get a massage, and how you can make sure you stay safe and find a practitioner that is going to do the best work for you. It's really about customizing and personalizing the service, and I want to make sure that you get the healing and the care that you deserve. So sit back and enjoy and dive into my appearance on Dr. Phil. Here we go. Hey, everybody. I wanted to take you behind the scenes on my Dr. Phil appearance. So this was back in 2020. It was September. I was contacted by a producer of the show, and my first thought was, this has got to be a scam. I get things all the time about you come on this radio show and come on this TV show, and 9 times out of 10, they are completely fake. They are not what is actually happening. But in talking to this woman, I realized that she actually really was serious, and she was from the Dr. Phil show. So I spoke with her. I spoke with a couple of the other producers. They found me through my website, which was incredibly flattering and honoring. I'd been doing massage at that point for probably about 30 years. I did expert witness on some court cases. And when they explained to me this case about how horrific this was, I absolutely had to do it. So it was between me and one other massage therapist who was a male. And they had a lot of experts on. They had some body language experts on who are incredible. They were all men. The perpetrator was a man. Dr. Phil is a man. And they finally decided to go with me, mainly because I lent not only the credibility, but also could look at this from a female perspective. So I want to welcome you into the world of Dr. Phil. And as I go through what I'm hearing about this case, how I respond to all this stuff. So just to give you a background of what it's like to be a guest on a TV show. First of all, this does not pay. I have people who I used to do tons of radio and TV, and they assumed I was sitting at home just doing radio shows and getting a lot of money. If you are a guest on a show, 90% of the time, it doesn't pay you to do that. You're often promoting a book, or it's considered free publicity or free press for you. So even some of the bigger shows, my understanding is as a guest, you are not getting paid. Because this was COVID, I had to have a rapid COVID test. So they sent me down to LA. I'm here in Santa Barbara. The night before, I got a rapid COVID test, spent the night in a hotel, and we had a very early call on the studio lot. I was not allowed to tell people where I was. I was not allowed to tell people what I was doing, anything about the case. It was total non-disclosure about this. And until literally the day it was airing, I could not let anyone know that I did this show. This gentleman, I don't know where he is now, but he was doing some really nasty stuff. And I take my jobs very seriously. And so when they told me what this man was doing to women on the massage table, it was appalling. So I'm going to give you a little background look at what he's been accused of. And then it goes into my segment where I'm going to talk about how I was responding to this stuff. I had a vague outline of questions that might be asked of me. It was all very improvised. All of this came off the top of my head, and I really played off what Tariq was saying and then also what Dr. Phil's lead-ins were. So let's get into this, and we'll see how it goes.
With Tariq, who claims he's being targeted by not one, but at least 18 different women, each claiming he sexually assaulted them during paid massages over a 3-year period. Now, Tariq strenuously denies this, so much so that he reached out to me and drove 2,000 miles to take a polygraph test in an attempt to clear his name on this stage today. Aside from the allegations of sexual misconduct, there have been a sequence of bizarre twists and turns, including Tariq's fake identical twin, and even Tarek's alleged faked deaths. Take a look.
About a year and a half ago, I was in a lot of pain and needed to go get a massage. When I got to Tarek's house, Tarek led me upstairs.
So the first thing I want to throw out is in many states, it is illegal to do massage out of your home. You can either do house calls where you go to someone else's home office facility, or you get an office space like I have. So in many states, that's illegal. I know during COVID that was lifted to a certain extent, but this was before that. I'm not completely familiar with the laws in the South where he was, but just so you know, if someone's inviting you to their home to do massage, it's for me a little bit of a red flag. So I would ask further questions about why that's happening.
There's to the massage room. Tarek was massaging my inner thighs, really close to my private, all the while moaning. He was pleasuring himself to my hands and placed his genitals.
Oh my God, this is horrifying. And I get into this in the actual footage as to why this is horrifying, but I am so sorry for this woman or for any of you who have ever dealt with something like this. This is terrible. This man should never have been given a massage license. Let's see how this unfolds.
Was paralyzed with fear.
Yep.
Tarek violated me. He is a malicious narcissist psychopath.
You went in to get a massage for therapeutic purposes, and you felt.
So I've done many court cases as an expert witness where someone is being assaulted on the table and the defense attorney says, well, why didn't you stop? Why didn't you say anything? Why didn't you speak up? Let me explain the fight or flight response to you. So we have a couple choices when we're experiencing a threat, when we're experiencing stress. And we talk about this in my stress videos. You fight, you flight, or you freeze. And for so many women and men, you are just so frozen because one, you're in a very vulnerable position. You're now in this man's house, right? You don't know where the exits are. You probably don't have your purse. You're not wearing your clothes. Where are your car keys? You're stunned that someone would take advantage of you this way. And you just go into a freeze mode. And often until you get out of the office or the situation, hours later, you might go, wait, what the hell just happened? So this is not uncommon.
Felt like you were sexually assaulted.
I was sexually assaulted.
You've since learned that there are others that have had a similar experience.
I have been a massage therapist for about 5.5 years. My business has been very successful. Julia said Tarek rubbed his face on her feet and placed his male genitalia. And that is not true. Made me a little bit angry that Julia came up with this allegation. I think she just wanted attention.
Got an awful lot.
Oh, that is appalling behavior. And that is just look at his body language. The guys get into the body language. We're not going to get into that. But I mean, just his looking away and the way he's reacting to what is being said to him is appalling to me.
A lot of women that feel that you crossed boundaries. You said you think she did this just for attention. She doesn't strike me as somebody that's looking for attention. She said that there were things that just really crossed the line in terms of your genitals touching her body. Is that possible that that happened?
Absolutely not. I wasn't even exposed.
And how do you know that with such certainty?
I would have to have my zipper unzipped. I'd have to pull down my shorts, which I never did.
Leah tells a similar story. She says that she felt your genitals on her body.
She's absolutely incorrect.
She says that you have harassed her with countless emails from fake lawyers threatening legal action to Leah. I am a legal representative. We would like to politely request that you remove your review from the Google page. Did you write this?
I didn't actually click send, but I had someone send it.
I am a legal representative. That's a lie.
I mean, I didn't claim to actually be a lawyer per se.
Have you sent this to others?
This is throughout this interview with this guy. Everything's an excuse. Everything's a justification. Everything's a rationalization. This continues on. So let's hear what happens.
I've not sent that email to anyone other than her.
Okay. You said you didn't send it. You just now said you did send it. I don't know which of the lies to believe. We have also communicated to the therapist, that would be you. When you lie, you need to go back and check your pronouns. The thing's a fraud, right?
Yes, parts of it are not worded 100% accurate. The privacy?
Did some,
I'm going to skip through a little bit and get to the point where we get into the meat of what I'm working with. I was able to watch up until this point what was happening. I was in the green room, in my dressing room. There was a couple other experts that were on that day, as well as I think one of the women actually appeared in person. Because we were in the middle of COVID, you see the screens of the people in the background. That was the audience. I did not get to sit up there with Dr. Phil. I was across the stage from him, whereas normally I would be up on the chairs and couches with him, and this would have been in front of a live studio audience. They continued production through COVID because they wanted these stories to be told. So I'm going to fast forward a little bit to the point where I am coming on.
somebody slip in here and stamp stupid on my forehead? Do you seriously expect me to believe what you're saying?
Which part about the HIPAA regulations, about the privacy?
Justifications.
You're telling me that you expect me to believe what you're saying about that, and you expected the board to believe that.
To believe which part exactly? What's
that ad is within the boundaries of professional conduct and ethics for a licensed massage therapist.
includes thighs?
Well, listen, I'm not a massage therapist, so I don't know, but I do know someone who is. Let me introduce an expert. Joining us is Dr. Kathy Gruver. Now, she is a massage therapist with over 30 years of experience. Kathy has also been an expert massage witness on over a dozen court cases, including cases of sexual assault within the massage therapy industry. Doctor, thank you so much for being here.
Thanks for having me.
Am I missing something?
So I have to admit, I had some nerves. I'd been on TV before. I've been in front of people doing live talks. I've been on radio shows and Lifetime television where, but it was recorded. This was really me on the line, right? Because what I had to say, I had to be listening to what Tarek said. I had to be processing what was my answer going to be. I had to make it understandable for the people in the audience as well as the people at home watching. So I have to admit I had a little bit of nerves. I don't normally get those. And I just sort of took a breath and went into that ego state, that space of I'm the expert here and I'm going to explain this the best that I can. And this is what came out.
No, I'm really confused by this too. And I have to say, I feel so sorry for these women who were traumatized during this time. You show up to someplace, you expect to be treated professionally, held in hands of care, and to be violated like this is horrible. And the only times I have ever seen discretion necessary on an ad is when there's sex involved. And for legitimate massage therapists like myself who don't want that to be happening, stuff like this drives me crazy. To advertise the body parts that you're going to be massaging is completely inappropriate. The few times that I've had calls from men obviously wanting sex from the massage, they would say things like, do you do the lower abdomen? Do you do the inner thigh? It's this code for sexuality. And as a professional massage therapist, that's not what we do. We don't give people the option of a drape. You are covered, breast covered, genitals covered. When you work the area, you may uncover it, but you cover it right back up. Body parts shouldn't be on people's faces. Moaning and making comments about somebody's body is completely inappropriate. You should never make personal comments to a client about their body. And
so I just want to chime in here because I'm still practicing as a massage therapist. And I have a lot of clients that might stop at some shopping center massage parlor and don't have a good outcome. I really encourage you to look for a good trained practitioner. I understand that it can be on the pricier side, but the risk to you of going to one of these discount massage places can be really, really detrimental to you. Often they're not trained properly, so they can hurt you. They could assault you. They could make a mistake. There's harm involved with this. Massage inherently is not dangerous, but if someone doesn't know what they're doing and is a little bit in the head and is going to cross lines, this can be really bad for you. So I highly encourage you to find a good massage therapist. Ask questions. Where did they train? How long have they been doing this? What styles do they specialize in, especially if you have an injury or a special medical concern, because if the person is not trained in that to care for you, really bad things can happen. I have seen it time and time again. So do your due diligence, spend a little extra money, and make sure you're getting the care that you require and deserve.
And there are so many male massage therapists who suffer at the hands of things like this because women are tentative to go to them anyway. And then we hear stories like this, and this is their greatest fear realized, of being alone in a dark room in a house, naked, with a man they don't know, feeling violated. This is a horrible situation. I find it appalling.
How about no shirt? And
no, that's not appropriate either. The massage therapist should not be in any state of disrobe.
No, I didn't want to say.
So to that point, I helped the authorities try to shut down some of the sex massage parlors in my community. And they were advertising hours that were pretty unusual, up until midnight. They opened at 11 and went to like 10, 11 at night. Those are not typical therapeutic massage hours. And in some of these places I went in, the women who were working there were dressed in cocktail attire. There are actually, at least in California, laws on the book of certain ways that you have to dress. You're not allowed to show cleavage. You're not allowed to wear things that are incredibly short. You're not allowed to see undergarments. You're not allowed to, wear things that are suggestive. And the fact that he was like, oh, I was hot, so I took my shirt off. I'm sorry, that's not appropriate. Okay.
This, and I don't want to make it sound like I'm making excuses. I just want to acknowledge that I do have a social disorder. And sometimes it causes me to say things without thinking or misjudge certain boundaries, but I can learn from experience and I can learn from being told. And I would appreciate if people had some faith in me to learn. And I'm sorry that I'm
18 women by this point had complained about him doing something inappropriate and untoward to them in the massage room. That does not build trust. You do not get a break for that. If you have such a social disorder that you can't interact with other humans, maybe not be a massage therapist. Maybe that's where we're going with this. Oh, this guy.
lack common sense as a result of my mild form of autism, but these are things that can be corrected and learned from.
I hope so. Why'd you get under the table?
Okay, she was face down the whole time. Her breasts were not exposed. I don't massage breast. I massage the side back.
To her, you did massage them, but you touched them. And later, I shared Tarek's videotape interview with a team of world-class body language and human behavior experts.
You can't hide your body language.
These guys are amazing. These guys are so good. Okay, back to me.
Why'd you get under the table?
The table during a massage?
Yeah.
I don't think any of my paying clients, did they say I was under the table during a paying client or a woman I met like in my personal life? So there's a difference.
One of them says you got under the table to massage her scalp.
Oh, no. She didn't say I was actually under the table. She said that I was on the floor using one hand to use a scalp massage tool, but I wasn't.
Again, it's just justification, right? I was sitting in that chair like, let me at him. I was so ready to say something about this.
Actually under the table. That's not what she said.
I've been doing massage a long time, and I taught massage, and I did a massage DVD, and there's no reason to be laying on the floor. And it just doesn't even make any sense.
It really helped my back because I was able to straighten and pop my back. And she was face down. I didn't think she'd even notice, but that's actually been normal for me. I keep the table at the lowest level, which is why I have knee pads in the video, so I'm on my knees half the time.
Okay. Let's say that halfway through the massage therapist needs to stretch, crack their back. Here's what I do. Hey, give me 1 second. I have to adjust my back. Or, hey, give me one moment. I need to, just pop my back or something. Explain what you're doing. This is open communication. And it goes back to someone being vulnerable and in your office that you are caring for. If you were listening to this and you were a massage therapist, a Reiki practitioner, whatever you are doing, if you are caring for other people, tell them what you are doing. Please have open and honest communication. It is going to be so much better for you. It's going to be so much better for them. Communicate what you're doing. Don't just lay on the floor in the middle of a massage. My God.
Ethics training did you have in your massage training?
Ooh.
This was in the state of Georgia. I honestly can't remember the exact number. I know we have to do like 4 hours of renewal every 2 years.
Did they talk about where your body is in relationship to the client's body?
Yes, but at least in that case, no part of my body is touching. And
Okay, yeah, it may be wrong that I'm laying on the table, but at least my penis isn't on her face. Oh my God, man. And I have to give myself credit for this. I love that I came up with the ethics line because as I'm thinking about this, so every massage therapist that goes to a legitimate massage school has to take a certain number of hours of ethics training. And in states that require continuing education, often to renew your license, you have to do more ethics training. So the way he was advertising his practice, the getting on the floor, the shirtless, the him touching people inappropriately, him making comments on their body, all of this to me leads to, you didn't pay attention in your ethics training. Here's the other issue, and I've run into this during court cases. If you are going to do things wrong, if your intention is to assault someone, harm someone, take advantage of someone, you can take all the ethics training in the world. You're still going to do that thing. So schooling and ethics training can only go so far, because a person who is a bad actor, I don't mean actor like performer, like who's a bad person, is going to be a bad person. And I hate to say that, because I think we all have the ability to change within reason, but this is ridiculous.
Any other part of the
Right. But it seems to be a pattern that has maybe happened in the past, especially when you're working with a female. As a male, you have to be so hyper aware of how easily predatory this can be.
Yes.
And I feel like it went there.
I can see the misperception. I don't have ulterior motives to go further, but I need to make sure I have stricter boundaries, including full drape. We're not advertising no drape, and specify that.
This is from client one in the police report. This was November of 17. Respondent massaged a female client, client one. Client one requested a drape, but respondent failed to provide one. And as a result, client one was massaged undraped in her bra and underwear.
I can already correct. There's a small
Would that be appropriate at any time?
No.
There is a misunderstanding with that, though.
Respondent engaged in sexualizing and unprofessional behavior with the client, including asking client one whether she had been kissed on her feet, and by asking client one to tell him about that experience, and by getting under the massage table while touching or working on the client's feet.
So many boundaries, Dr. Phil, so many boundaries that are not met during that.
It's helter-skelter here. I mean,
well, and if somebody wants to stay, I have always said to clients, disrobe to your level of comfort. It is preferable for us to have the client fully nude under the drape. Easier to get to the low back, easier to get to the hips, the glutes. It's better for therapeutic purposes. If somebody is comfortable leaving their panties on or their bra on, we're not going to argue with them on that.
I did have a client leave his socks and shoes on once. That confused me, because I wasn't sure if he took the shoes off, took his pants off, and put his shoes back on, or how that worked. So usually it works, but I was confused in that situation. But what I'm saying is absolutely correct. You should always be given the opportunity to have a drape. If somebody says no, get out of there. Bad, red flag.
Our job as a massage therapist is the comfort, the care, and the health of the person that's on our table.
You're not following that guideline. Come on. You say you want to have some insight here. That's why I said have an open mind going into this. Learn from this situation.
Yes, there's clearly much stricter boundaries. Like, this is my very first complaint ever years back.
It's all excuses. It's all convenient misunderstandings. This is someone who is not operating in the same consciousness level as most of the rest of us. He is clearly lying, which we'll find out later during the lie detector test. The body language experts nail him against the wall. He's lying. So if you want to do one of those things where, how do I know if someone's lying? This is it. Let it sink in.
And this is something to absolutely be learned from. I have to be careful what I say, what I ask.
1 year later, it said respondent touched client two's breast. Respondent removed his own shirt. Respondent lay down on the floor while massaging client two's scalp. Respondent touched his genitals.
Okay, I have to say, of those four things, laying on the floor while we're massaging the scalp is the least problematic. It's still a little odd, and I don't know that I would do it, but it's not. If that was all that he did wrong, I'd be like, okay, too many things coming up.
So
wrong about the last.
You're on the floor again.
That is the one. Oh yeah, that's what I was telling you about earlier, about the scalp on the floor. Okay, she was face down the whole time. Her breasts are not exposed. I don't massage breast. I massage the side back.
Okay, so here's the thing. We tend to run our hands, even if the person's face down, up the side of the body. What are we going to get to? We're going to get to breast at some point. So if he had his hands under the table and got too close to the nipples, which we avoid like the plague, I could see how a woman would be uncomfortable and feel that was inappropriate.
You didn't massage them, but you touched them.
I massaged the side back. The closest I could have gotten was, you have to be mindful of the breast tissue. And I
Well-
was mindful of that, but that was absolutely not intentional. I'm not even
There's
interested.
a lot of ways to communicate, and we're going to take a break. When we come back, we're going to be joined by 4 of the world's leading.
So that was my experience on Dr. Phil. I got so much feedback, not only from other massage therapists, but people who had been in a situation like these poor women who were assaulted. If you felt like you were violated during a massage or during any kind of medical care or medical treatment, please talk to someone. I know it's incredibly scary. It can be embarrassing. It can bring shame up, but you have a right to be heard and you have a right to not be treated like this. It was my true honor to be asked to do this show because my objective, whether I'm on stage speaking or whether I'm writing books or whether I'm doing something like this, is to help people. And the fact that I was able to lend my credibility and expertise to helping this man get help. And I haven't watched the ending to this in a very long time. He, to my recollection, failed the lie detector test. The gentlemen who were doing the body language stuff, and it's an incredible part of the video, I'm not going to show it because it's very long, did a great job at analyzing what he was doing. And I think Dr. Phil came to the conclusion that he needed some serious psychological help, and Dr. Phil was going to help him get that. So I hope that happened. This is now 5 years old or 6 years old. I really hope he's out of the massage industry. I hope the women that he assaulted and crossed boundaries with got help they needed, because the victims need to be really cared for and given the opportunity to tell their story and given the opportunity to heal. So I hope they found practitioners that can help. If you're a massage therapist and you're watching this, get your shit together, man. Like, be above board on this. This can so easily be predatory and it's so easy to misinterpret things. If it was literally just, oh, he touched my breast going up the sides of my body, I would say, hey, that happens. He got a little too in, or you were being, a little too aware of the touch there. But this goes on and on and on. There's no excuse for ever taking your shirt off, touching someone's genitals, putting your own genitals on someone. Men have to be incredibly aware during massage of where their body parts are. And for those of you who are doing this work, gentlemen, I love that you're in this business. I have all of my massage therapists are men 90% of the time. I appreciate you in this business and in this field. You can lend so much healing to so many people. And I'm sorry that bad actors like this are causing the industry to turn against you. Please be aware of your safety. Find a good massage therapist. If something goes wrong, tell someone. So that's the full story of my Dr. Phil appearance, from that initial phone call that I thought for sure was a scam to the very end where I got to read this guy the riot act and really give my opinion on what it's like to be an above board, conscientious massage therapist. If you're a client, if you're looking for a good massage therapist, please do your due diligence. Make sure you get to know the therapist, ask questions. It can be really dangerous to walk into a little massage parlor on the corner that you know nothing about these people. You don't know how they're trained. You don't know what their insurance is like. You don't know what their facility is, if it's safe. So please do your due diligence and ask questions to make sure that you can develop a really good rapport with an incredible therapist that can be a long-term health practitioner for you. And if you're a therapist, if you're a massage therapist or Reiki practitioner, someone who's doing body work, please make sure you keep up on your ethics training, be above board, follow the rules, follow the laws, follow just basic human ethics and, good ways to treat another human being. Please don't take advantage. Please don't take for granted that that person in this vulnerable state is just open and vulnerable to you. Please don't take advantage of that. This is a huge problem in this industry. And one of my, I think, purposes here is to make sure that this stuff gets called out and that we are realizing that there are some really bad actors in the world who are creating a really bad name for people who are doing legitimate and healing massage therapy and other bodywork modalities. And for those of you who are wondering what is happening with this massage therapist now, as of January, he was being held in jail up on more charges. Apparently, he went to other cities and tried to practice, even though he was on a red list and not allowed to practice in other states. He tried, and so he's currently in jail. Apparently, the help that he was given did not work. He is currently awaiting trial. So for any of you who are wondering where he is now, That's the answer. He is off the street. He is not hurting any more women, and he will get his day in court someday soon. Now, I know this video is a little bit different than what I normally do, but if you can see how my stress reduction, my communication, my overcoming resistance to change, any of my programs could help you in your profession, in your organization for a retreat or a conference. I help high performance individuals to create a space where they are feeling less stressed, less reactive, and more productive. So if you're interested in booking a call with me, go ahead and click the link below in the description. It'll take you right to my website where we can book a call and we can find out how I can be of service to you, your team, and your organization. And check out the rest of my channel for more videos on stress reduction, communication, overcoming resistance to change, learning more about internal family systems, and how to navigate a high stress world. So check out the rest of my videos. I'll see you in the next one. Have a great day.